morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio, so today we've got a bunch of official reveals that we need to be having a little bit of a chat about. And hey, come on, we might as well start off with the big un. They've gone and shown off Miriam. And look, I know that Miriam has been out there since it came out in Japan. And you know that Miriam has been out there since it came out in Japan. But I think the big difference here, and I do think it is incredibly relevant, is the English version. Now we get to see what it's like in English, and we confirm that it is in the set, which, to be fair, we were fairly sure about, but that's not the point, ladies and gentlemen. That's not the point. So we do have the official reveal of the special art Miriam, and it's just... This card is going dumb over in Japan, and I do think that is about the only way to describe it. This card is going dumb. I mean, Card Rush is a site I like to use, and I'm not claiming that Card Rush is some kind of perfect website, all right? Not claiming that for a second. But I am saying that Card Rush is really good to get an approximate value of these kind of cards. It's gone up to a 200,000 yen card, or if you want to be a pedant, a 198,000 yen card. That is ridiculous. That is absolutely over the top, proper job ridiculous. You're talking about a £1,458 card. That's absurd. That's what 198,000 yen comes out as. If we look in English, it's £1,213. It's just every time I look, it's gone up again. And I don't think we need to do another video about Miriam yet, although honestly, it might be coming because I don't think we've seen a card like this. But the last time I looked at the price of Miriam, the last time I went on Card Rush and screenshotted the price and all of that, was the 30th of January, just over a month ago. And when I did that back on the 30th of January, it was a 72,000 yen, or 72,800 yen card. Okay, that's like 2.5 times. Okay, that has gone a little bit ridiculous, frankly. That has actually gone completely crazy. But I am, of course, being a little bit disingenuous. You may notice there that the one I'm comparing it to is a PSA 10 version of the card. That is to say, it's basically perfect condition, and it's been sent off to the company PSA to have it graded and appraised and encased in hard plastic. Oh, it's not that much. No, it's not. But it's still a 108,000 yen card. That's what we're looking at the moment for a fairly minty version of this card. Not PSA graded, just pulled from a pack. That's what you're looking at here. 108,000 yen, which is still a significant increase on the 73,000 yen we saw before. You're still talking about a $790 card or a $665 card. So make no mistake about it, this is still, even if you take away the fact that the one I showed you was graded, I don't want to show you that one just because the numbers were ridiculous, just to show you how silly this can get. But if anybody else is going, well, you know, Wassy, that's PSA 10. No. Even if you don't get it graded, you're still talking about a borderline $800 card. That's still absurd. This is going to be a cheaper card. And I know this is going to be a cheaper card. There's no real question as to whether it's going to be a cheaper card or not. We've talked about this kind of stuff in videos before. The good news is we do know with absolute certainty that this is going to be and I don't mean a little bit, I mean a significantly cheaper card when it comes out in English. And we can look at some of the other cards that have been coming around in Japanese and having ridiculous value, and we can compare them and we can go, oh yeah, no, that's quite a bit different. Like, if we go to Serena as an example, somehow I actually managed to pull a Japanese version of Serena from my box. Absolutely ridiculous. No idea how that happened. I'm a very lucky boy. But right now, over on Card Rush, the value of that, you're talking about 62,000 yen, which is obviously nowhere near Miriam, but it's still like a ridiculously expensive card. It is very much getting up there. 62,000 yen, you're looking at somewhere in the region of, oh man, maybe I should try, maybe it's time to sell this card. Maybe it's time to actually offload it, because it's a $460 card or a $380 card. That is a very expensive card. That Serena is a ridiculously expensive card. So you've got to think, wow, come on, Wazzy. It's going to be somewhere like it in English. It's going to be around about the same kind of level. Now, it's like a $40 card. And Miriam will be as well. Now, I'm not guaranteeing a $40 card. And obviously, like, on release, we are going to see this as a hyped card. And on release, people are going to be trying to push this up as a ridiculously expensive card. And on release, it's going to get a little bit silly. And then it's going to calm down. And when it calms down, it's going to be about a $50 card. Unless it's some, unless these special art rares. Because remember, we don't know what the pull rates are for Scarlet and Violet yet. Maybe this ends up being like the rarest card in the history of the world. But it's not going to end up over $1,000. And I know that. I know that for a fact. Okay, fine. I know it as a extremely strongly held opinion, which is basically indistinguishable from a fact. Happy. And the reason is extremely simple. English Pokemon cards don't get this high. Like, they don't get this high. They never get this high. Like, the big card in the whole of the Sword and Shield era, in all 12 sets plus mini sets, the number one card is Umbreon VMAX. And even after, Evolving Skies is borderline impossible to get hold of, and at least for a decent price. And this card has reached borderline mythical status, and it's the most hyped card we've seen in years. It's a $550 card. And don't get me wrong, right? That is still an extremely expensive card. It is still a very, very expensive card, but it's $550. There is no way Miriam doubles Umbreon. Not happening. Umbreon's had time to get expensive. It's had, a set which is very difficult to get hold of, etc., etc. And that is hanging on at $550. Miriam is going to be a lot more reasonable. I don't know if we have quite enough information yet to really make a proper prediction on price, purely because we've not seen Scarlet and Violet and special art rares and all of that. But trust me, ladies and gentlemen, the Japanese version is now completely out of reach for your average person. The English version won't be. It's going to be like a $50 card. We don't see supporter cards going up to $100 or more. Like, Serena is still one of the most sought after full art supporters we've seen, and it's like a $40 card. Full art supporters in English don't get that high. Maybe special art rares will be higher than full art supporters have been. It's not getting that high, ladies and gentlemen. It's just not happening. But hey, it's in the set, and we're going to have a chat about it, and that's lovely. What else has gone and been officially revealed while we weren't looking? Well, they went and revealed a pair of cards that I am extremely excited about. Dondozo and Tatsugiri. I love the combination of Dondozo and Tatsugiri. It makes me just so happy, ladies and gentlemen. Partly just because I kind of love them as Pokemon. That's really cool. And partly because look how good the card... Okay, fine. It might not actually be good, but I have so much hope, ladies and gentlemen. I have so much hope that it is actually going to be good. Because what we've got here, right? 2 colorless energy... and you deal 50 damage for each Tatsugiri in your discard pile. So the goal here essentially is whack 4 Tatsugiri in your discard pile as fast as you possibly can, and then 2 energy, 50 damage for the rest of the game. That's pretty cool, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty gosh darned cool. So yeah, that's kind of fun. I love this one. The social post they put up was name a better duo, will wait. And I know a bunch of people put them up there, but I don't know. They are a pretty good duo. Hey, while they were revealing that, they also went and revealed another card I am extremely excited about, which is a Dondozo. It is the alternate art by Akira Igawa. And ladies and gentlemen, I adore this alternate art. Of all the ones in Scarlet and Violet, this is one of my very favourites. I think Agawa has been absolutely crushing it lately in terms of the artwork they've been doing for the Pokemon TCG. I think it's stunning and brilliant and amazing, and I could not be much more in love with it. Well, yeah. Even for Agawa, this is next level. Now, I should mention I'm a man who grew up next to the sea and still lives in a very seaside-y kind of area, so yeah, anything involving the sea is always going to get me a bit more than most people, but goodness me, this is a stunning, stunning card. And there was another little reveal they went and did, which I'll be honest with you, I'm a bit less excited about, but it's still kind of cool. It's Mabelstiff! Yay! And I suppose we've got Mashif there as well. Yay! It's got the ability Intimidating Howl. I will be honest with you, the red writing on the black background for a colorblind person is not ideal. Once during your turn, you may switch out your opponent's active Pokemon to the bench. Your opponent chooses the new active Pokemon. So it basically makes your opponent switch so they get to choose which new one comes active. It's not stunning, but it is a stage 1 with an interesting ability. And what is really important about Mabelstiff here, it doesn't have to be active. You just need it there. It needs to be on the field. But being active is not a requirement. And that's actually like a genuinely huge deal, because you can sit it on your bench and then kind of sit there annoying your opponent the whole time. Again, I'm not claiming this is some kind of like absolutely stunning, ridiculous, over-the-top thing, because it's not. But I absolutely am claiming this is cool and I love it. Cool? Cool. All right. I think we're good here. For now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about these cards. I want to know if you're over-the-top excited for the alternate art Miriam or whether you can wait for later. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord and chat with us. It doesn't have to be about Pokemon, it could be about anything. And you can get shoutouts on the channel, like the lovely Matt DS, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and seems to be a very lovely person. So thank you very much for the support and for being a very lovely person. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.